Hello. With this video, we will look at the core functionality of Pepe Booking software. And on the video, we'll go through the main functions, mainly of the reservation system and its connections to property management system. First, let's look at the different frontends. You could have a basic frontend, which could look similar to this one. But I have already opened tabs of another more dedicated frontend for real estate letting agency, and another one for a dorm, which is also with its own branding. Let's have a look at with more details at this one. So this is an example of a real estate property management firm which is using Pepe Booking software under its own brand called Pepe Company. Here we would have basic description of the company, number of properties available for rent, average rating of the review, but for the moment we have no reviews from this company. This demo doesn't have a review. Currently available offers, contact details, the working time of the office, and contact email. Here we have social connection, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. But the thing which is most interesting for us is the way how the properties are being shown and how potential tenant can look through the properties. So here we have a list with the photos, basic pricing, title of listings, and its description, one line of descriptions. On top of that, we find filters. So, for example, a tenant can look for possible properties within the price range of, let's say, 273 to 359 euro. I think 30, it says that 30 properties out of the 42 available are within this range. Let's look for something cheaper, maybe up to 312. And yeah, there's just 2 properties available within that price range. Let's go back to the full spectrum of properties. Beside price range, we can look at the map view. So similar to other platforms, either Airbnb or perhaps Booking.com have something similar, you can check the properties by its location on the map. So you can also filter them. If, let's say, let's look at the south of Warsaw. And these would be properties, 7 properties. These would be the ones which are in the south of Warsaw. If we go back to the center, we'll see perhaps more properties available. What's very interesting is possibility to choose the dates, the lease period which I'm interested in as a tenant. Let's say I want to move in, I'm a student, I want to move into an apartment in, let's say, 1st of January, and I'm thinking about renting it for 6 months until end of June. Let's see what's available. Okay, 4 apartments out of the 42 are ready for booking. I can also see with this button what's available right now. And right now, meaning as of today, we have these 2 properties available, which with its location in the center and the south of Warsaw. Let's proceed into the listing to see what we have available as information about this property. Beyond that, we can change the language of the listing, which is automatically translated. Let's look at the English first. So I have single room number 3, private room for it's single, so it's for 1 person, with its availability available from, like, the move-in is the moving day, the closest moving day is tomorrow, with minimum rental period of 30 days. The price of the property is 1,400 Polish zloty per month. Security deposit, information about the bills. Here we have the description about the property. It's of course editable. We can deactivate the translation. We can see the original language of this description. I see it is just an example. It's partially Polish and partially English. Additional information about the place, its calendar, and the photo gallery, which is of course the core information for future tenant to decide whether they like the property or not. Below we also have other listings within that property. So these are other rooms available within that flat. But as we have chosen specific dates, I think we have chosen the availability of today. We see that only the first one was available, but we can see what are the other rooms in the flat. Of course, the map, connection to a street view. Let's look around. That's the property. And some information about the landlord policies. This below, this could be information about other listings you have within your portfolio, which don't necessarily are in the same location. Beyond that, there's possibility to integrate photos, floor plans, and for example, 3D walks, virtual reality. We can have the other example of a property where you can see pictures of a flat. But going down, you also have possibility to either check a video or virtual reality. Let's have a look how, as a tenant, you can see it online before taking decision if you want to rent it or not. Let's go in, and as a tenant, I can see all the flat, all the rooms. Can have a look anywhere to see whether it's interesting or not. Okay, I close this one. And let's go through a booking process. I have chosen a property. These are the dates, so January until end of June. This is the monthly rent. I'm gonna pre-book this property. In order to do so, I need to quickly set up an account, or if I have an account already, I need to log in. So I have an account, so I will make a login. So right now I see application form for making pre-booking, or you can call it first reservation or initial reservation. I would put my name and surname, my email address, my phone number, my address, and some information for a host, like a welcome message, or what's your reason to come to the city, are you going to study at the university, or anything else. And I'm going to write something quickly. That's fine. This application form is fully editable it can be adjusted for the process of any specific real estate company. So you could require at this stage, for example, the confirmation of the internship or acceptance letter from the university, or any other document you think would be appropriate to check at this stage. I continue. And my pre-booking has been sent. I will be notified about the next steps. I'm gonna finish, and I should see my tenant panel where I have sent my request. As I see within the tests, I've been doing some previous bookings, and let's go to my dashboard. This is my panel of a tenant, and here I have pending pre-booking request, so I can check its status by going into that. And meanwhile, I have received an automated email which says that my booking request has been done, but it's not confirmed yet. So I'm going to close this one, and this is a summary of my booking. So that's the room I was requesting. This is the number of months I'm planning to stay. This is the monthly rent. And I'm waiting for an answer from the landlord. Meanwhile, I'm logging as a landlord at the other computer. Right now, I was logged in at my other computer where I accepted this booking request as a landlord. So in the tenant panel, I see a new message from Pepe Company with the status accepted. I have the message saying that the pre-booking is accepted, and I should contact the landlord to proceed with the payment and schedule my check-in. This is the little summary of the booking and message from the landlord. Please proceed with the payment by card or by bank transfer. Details are in the email, and some welcome message that he will be able to host me. The window is still open. I can communicate with the landlord, but meanwhile I also have received an email with further details. It says that my pre-booking was accepted, and in order to finish the reservation, I should proceed with the payment of 1,400 zloty to the bank account number specified in the email. If, as a user of the system, our company has already integrated the card payments, there will be a button in the email as well as in the system where a tenant could just press it and would be transferred into the payment system. I'm going to show you how it looks like. And if our company has already integrated online payments with card processing provider, a tenant would see at its main dashboard information about the payment. So there's 1,400 zloty to be paid online. So when I want to pay online, I would be transferred into the payment system. And here I proceed with my card information and pay. System will recognize, of course, whether the payment was done. I have done my payment, either online by bank transfer. So once the payment is done, I'm receiving email notification which says that booking is confirmed and accepted. We have received the total amount for your booking of the room number 3. I can contact my host to coordinate the check-in. Little summary and contact details of the landlord. So the reservation is done, confirmed and paid. I'm ready to go to move in. Now let's have a look on what I see as a landlord. Let me log in. Landlord or property manager. We still see the front end, but there is on the right side we see that we are logged in as a user. So this is our panel. These are messages summary of messages we have received recently, and our upcoming reservation. There's no pending reservations. We have 5 accepted reservations, and the last one should be this test reservation we were performing together. So that's the reservation we've done recently. Before we go into details of reservation, let's have a look on what's in here. First tab is an inbox. So that's the communication system between your future tenants, your leads, people who might be interested in accommodation. So I can follow this conversation by its status. So here we had message, decline request, accepted request. This was the last one. So we can see its details from the perspective of the landlord. And initial message of a student, of a tenant who was interested in this room, little summary of the booking request and its status accepted. Let's go to another tab, which are your listings. So this is the core place where we have all details about our properties which are visible on the platform. Here we have the whole list of 42 properties with its titles, availabilities, pricing, and possibility to manage pricing or delete the offers. We can also sort them by property. So for example, let's look at one flat only. We have 3 rooms within this flat. Let's look at another flat. Maybe this one, we have 3 rooms in another flat. Let's don't go into details here. Let's see the reservations. So not messages, but the booking request. So either someone who was interested in renting something from us and he put the dates and went to that point that he made the booking request. We can filter by accepted or paid reservations. Let's have a look at paid reservation. And this is the last one we've just done. It's actually this one. This room, this tenant, we can print or we can see a short confirmation of this reservation. Okay, let's go back. And here is the information about our profile. So the information which are shown on the main page of our company. So description in different languages. We have, for this one, we have two language versions, English and Polish. That's the description. These are the photos, the logos, which are shown, possibility to change passwords, and some more advanced settings like meta, page title, keywords, meta descriptions, connection to terms and conditions, privacy policy, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the cover photos. So that would be core system for managing the reservations, receiving requests, answering booking requests, coordinating the rental and tracking the acceptance or decline of the booking requests. And now let's see how this connects to our property management system, which we are using once students already pay and they want to move in. We go to another panel. I'm already logged in, which is the demo version of a company with 42 listings. Here I have basic notifications in this panel. Here these are debts. These are debts of the current total debts. These are debts of current tenants, issue of the ticketing system, number of properties, number of rooms to rent, and number of tenants we have registered. Some extra notifications and statistics, like for example occupancy level. If we go further, we see a list of tenants. Every tenant has its own card. There is a messaging system to send, to follow notification center we have set up, and also to follow all the messages which are sent to tenants. There's a possibility to connect calendar, ticketing system where tenants, while living in the property, they can notify us that something is broken. There is an overview of our financing, so all the invoices issued and the status, whether they paid or not. The system recognizes if the payment went through or not. Of course, we can see all the invoices. We can go through the status of the invoices. Let's have a look at one of the invoices. They're created automatically. Let's go what's interesting for us right now, which are the properties we have. So these are, in here there are 13 properties with 42 rooms, which we have visible on the website. Let's go to the one where we have received a booking request for the rent from 1st of January until end of June. And this booking request is already here. So we see our test booking we performed together. It's for the room number 3. That's the tenant. Let's see more details of this booking request. I have a status of the dates, date from, date to, the tenant, and the rent value, and the code of the reservation. We have a status of this reservation that it's paid. So when it's paid, we can proceed with next steps for the check-in of the tenant. And that's where really cool things happen. Let's open the full tab of this reservation. I have the system brought us the name and the surname, the phone number, which we collected at the reservation, the property where this tenant should be accommodated from 1st of January, his email address, the address of his current accommodation, and the amount. Now we want to check in this tenant to the property, so we create his account as a tenant, where we have seen much more details about his liabilities, his payments, invoices, the whole financial summary. So for the moment, we see that this tenant paid 1,400 zloty through the platform. And in order to proceed with him as a tenant, we should create his lease contract. We just fill in some details whether we require the security deposit. We can change it, but let's say yes, we would ask him to pay 1,500 zloty, and we need some extra details about his personal details of which we'll use for the contract. So we know he's from Poland, and invoice data will be the same, his email will be the same. Now his ID card or his passport number, let's put the ID card. And let's put his passport number as well. Okay, this is done. Now let's confirm his contract, rental contract. I had a template. This tells us what will be shown on the invoice. Room rental. We have rent of 1,400 paid monthly, charging first day of the month, and his contract duration, we just confirm, is from 1st of January until end of June. Now the system asks about additional information. Let's say what should be shown exactly on the invoice. So we are choosing the most advanced version here. Here is the VAT rate, which we choose accordingly to our company financial policy. This is the numbering plan for the invoice. This is the method how he should be paying, either card, cash, or bank transfers. The due payment date, which we set up at 4 days. And these are some optional discounts, which we don't use because we are not giving discounts. possibility to connect it to insurance, and for example, we might charge him more if he doesn't provide us his permanent job contract. But we're not going to use this option, so we just add a liability, which makes us administration of this rental fully automated, because what happens next? If this tenant moves in on 1st of January 2019, the invoice will be generated for him automatically, and he will get notification about payment of this invoice. Once he paid the invoice to our dedicated bank account number, the balance of the payment will be shown and summarized here. Next, the following month, 1st of February, he will receive another automated invoice issued and request for payment. So all this invoicing work as well as payment collection is being automatized. What are we doing next? He needs to sign the lease contract. We have his data already in the system, we have the data of his contract in the system, and we have data of the property in the system. Fortunately, we have templates of the contracts which we can edit or set up by ourselves. Let's have a look at our lease contract. This takes a while to open, and this would be the template of our lease contract. The first part is in Polish. There is also English translation, and we have set up plenty of variables in the contract, so we don't need to put in any additional data manually. Every contract is being created based on information in the system. Okay, we can go out of here, and we're coming back to this property where we're gonna have a tenant check-in. That's the tenant, and let's create a contract for him. These are the documents, and we generate the contract. This is the contract, the rental contract. We just confirm the property. This is right, the room is right, the start of the rent and end of its liability, which is correct. These are missing information, but we don't need them at the moment, the emergency contact information. Generate the contract. What happens? PDF is being created. It's here. We can have a look with all the information of this tenant in the contract. But it's just a PDF inside the system. We need to sign it, and I'm going to show you how we are doing this also digitally on the tablet. We have a tablet which we use for signatures. We don't carry anymore the printed copies of rental contracts. We're choosing a property manager which is responsible for this property or for this tenant. And here I have a contract which was created or generated in the system, and we're giving this contract to a tenant for read. So he can go at the meeting through whole. We can send the PDF to the tenant by email, or at the meeting he can actually have a look. What happens next? When he has no more question, he agrees with the contract. We're gonna sign it. We're gonna sign it first as a landlord. And second, we give it to a tenant for signature. That's it. Contract is signed. We press it, finish, and the contract was sent by email to both the landlord and the tenant. Also, it's already saved in our property management system with all signatures. As we sign the contract on the tablet, the status of the contract in its PDF changed here. And when we open it, we should have our signatures already in the contract. So the contract is signed, the reservation is paid, everything is set up, the tenant will be receiving automated invoices, his online payments will be recognized, and we can just focus on growth of our business. And now what's interesting thing happening, let's go back to the system and let's check whether are any other properties left available from 1st of January until end of June. Okay, and this property which we booked, room number 3, is not here. So it means its availability changed. Let's now check the properties from 1st of July until any other random date in the future. Okay, most of the properties will be available from there. Let us have a look at room number 3. Okay, it's here. And we see its availability changed, so it's available now from 30th of June, which means we can start receiving requests and market this property to be occupied already from the 30th of June. And as a possible tenant, as a future tenant, I could make a request or make another pre-booking. Thank you.